Hello YouTube, this is an overview of the Denon D-M38 and the accompanying speakers. So as you can see, here's the main unit. Very nice brushed metal front panel. It has some curves. If you look at it from the side, it looks very solid, very nice design. From the pictures, I wasn't very happy with the front panel layout. The CD tray being so thick and the volume knob being at the bottom, being a little small. When you compare it to some other devices, those may look a little more sleek, but when you see this up front, the build quality really, I think, excels. So I don't have any problems with the arrangement of the buttons or other things like that. It looks very nice. Let's look at it from the top. You can see that it says MP3 WMA and plays discs. Obviously, these vents are, you can see inside the device, as you can see. So you may want to put something on this to prevent dust from getting in there when you're not using the device, obviously. And let me turn this around and show you the back of the device as well. Actually, let me go over the front panel first. So you have your standby button there. When it's on, it's going to turn green, and when you set it on standby, it's going to be off unless you have a timer set, in which case it's going to be orange. You have your USB port here for connecting a USB storage or an iPod, iPhone. You have a line in, so if you have some other sort of MP3 player, you can use a mini stereo cable to connect your device, and you can get headphone output, your source button to step between the different sources, the tuner, the CD player, USB mode, etc. You have your volume knob here. It's pretty nice. I found it a little difficult to turn. It takes a little bit of effort to turn it. I don't know if it's because it's small or maybe it's new. After a little bit of use, it may get looser and be easier to turn, but I'm not going to use that much anymore. I'm going to use the remote mostly, so not a big concern. And then you have your just main. For some of the functions you have to use the remote, but the basic stuff you can do from here: play, pause, stop, next, previous track, and you can change the tone and super dynamic bass modes from here as well. So let's turn this around and give you an overview of the back of the device as well. So as you can see, you have two, I don't know what these are called, I guess RCA cables would work with these. You have one output, two inputs, and the auxiliary one can be used in conjunction with this port. I don't know what type of port this is, but it works with Denon's own iPod docks for controlling an iPod or iPhone. So you can use these three together, but you don't need to, because you have that USB port in the front that you can connect your iPhone or iPod directly to. So I don't know why you would need this. You get a pre subwoofer out as well. These are your speaker cable connectors. The cables that come with the device, you stick the cable in there. You can also get is what they call banana plugs and use those as well. Your AM antenna connector, your FM antenna, F-type plug, and let's see what else. And here's your ACN port. It's nice that you can disconnect the cable. Makes things a little bit easier compared to other devices where the AC cable is fixed on the unit. And here are the speakers that come with the Denon D-M38. These are very nice speakers. Feel very solid, pretty heavy actually. The texture of the wood feels and looks pretty nice compared to some other models that I was comparing this to. This feels very nice, and the speaker cover is very sturdy, and the cloth, it doesn't feel like it's gonna tear. There was one other speaker that I saw, the cloth in the middle didn't have any backing support, so you could push your finger in there and it felt like it was very prone to being torn. But this is pretty solid. It's very strong. Let me take the cover off, show you the actual speaker drivers. So as you can see, this is pretty well supported, so you're not going to have any problems with this getting damaged. Here's your typical Denon tweeter. I'm not sure about the sizes. You have to refer to the manual to get the exact size of the driver. And this is a very nice looking driver. It's what they call the convex. I don't remember the name. Looks very nice. And let me turn this around and show you the back of the speaker as well, so you can see the information there. Maybe not. And it's very nice how these sit in there. So if you're putting it against the wall, it doesn't have any thing that you can connect this to the wall. I guess you wouldn't want to because these are too heavy. But it's nice that these sit in, so if you put it against the wall, the connectors are not going to be sticking out. And again, you have to stick the cable behind these and tighten them, but you can also use banana plugs if you don't want to do that. And I guess this is for the bass sound. There are two I guess spongy things that come with the speakers, and the manual says that you can stick them in there if you're putting these against a wall or in a corner. That's gonna increase the emphasis on the bass, and if you don't want that, you can use those spongy things to basically address that issue. And these are the speakers. So I want to give you a quick overview of the remote as well. It's a pretty nice remote overall. It has a nice texture. It's not just, it's plastic, but it doesn't look like cheap plastic. It looks nice. Not too happy with the buttons. These volume buttons are fine because they're big, but the other ones I find a little tiny, and these are too thin. Because this is soft rubber, I'm more comfortable pushing them with my fingernail, which is something I don't want to do. I just want to be able to press them with my thumb, and these are a little bit too small. It still works, but you have to press them in, but it's pretty fine. It works. Let me start from the top and go over the buttons on the remote. So you have the dimmer here for changing the brightness of the display. the sleep timer, standby. These numbers you can use to go to a CD track directly or pick your tuner preset station. Program direct you can use for I guess programming a number of tracks on a CD to play random repeat, work both on CD and your USB device, iPhone. Source, it's gonna step through the different sources that the device has. These tuner buttons for tuning to a station. If you press this tuner, it's gonna go directly into the tuner mode, which is nice. You don't have to sequence to step through all the sources to get to the tuner. These buttons you can use to go to the next track, previous track, or previous next tuner preset station. This I found a little strange at the beginning, but I think I see why they had to do this. So you have a play pause for CD here, a play pause for USB iPod, and then yet another one here for dock, which seemed a bit strange, but I guess the reason they have this is that so you can directly go to that source and start playing. So you don't have to use the source to go, for example, say to the USB mode and then play to start playing. You can directly, just like the tuner takes you directly to the tuner mode, these buttons also do that for you. So I think that was the reasoning. This is the SDB tone, which I demonstrated earlier for changing the bass treble, turning the super dynamic bass mode on or off, etc. Mute just turns the speakers off. I really haven't used these that much. The folder mode, you can refer to the manual and see what it does. This menu brings up the main device menu for setting the timer, tuner setup, etc. I don't use this because I don't use a special dock with the unit. DAB RDS, I guess this is for the European models, because this model that I have, it doesn't have DAB and it doesn't support RDS. So I guess this is a useless button for this version of the device. These buttons you use for example, browsing your iPod. You can scroll through different albums, enter one, and these also can be used instead of these buttons. For example, for going to previous or next tracks or previous or next preset station.